Yes, good evening. I did eat my hot food, so now I will go to bed and reading.
SS-Totenkopfuerbande. Extended protected article. Death's Head Units SS-Totenkopfuerbande, SSTV, Right Collar Insignia, Second Version 1934-1945, SSTV Officers at Gsen Concentration Camp, October 1941, Agency Overview for me June 1934 Dissolved date May 1945 Type Paramilitary Organization Jurisdiction Nazi Germany. Occupied Europe. Headquarters Oranienburg, near Berlin 52°4516 and 13°1413 Employees 22033, SSTV 1939, 1, and SS Division Totenkopf. 1942, Minister responsible Heinrich Himmler, 1934-1945. SS Totenkopfuerbande, SSTV, lit. Death's Head Units. 2, was the Stabsstaffel, SS, organization responsible for administering the Nazi concentration camps and extermination camps for Nazi Germany, among similar duties. 3, while the Totenkopf was the universal cap badge of the SS. The SS also wore this insignia on the right collar tab to distinguish itself from other SS formations. The SSTV, originally created in 1933, was an independent unit within the SS, with its own command structure. It ran the camps throughout Germany and later in occupied Europe. Camps in Germany included Dachau, Bergen-Belsen, and Buchenwald. Camps elsewhere in Europe included Auschwitz-Birkenau in German-occupied Poland and Mauthausen in Austria, among the numerous other concentration camps, and the camps handled with the utmost of secrecy. The termination camp's function was genocide. They included Treblinka, Belzec, and Sobibor, built specifically for Action Reinhard, as well as the original Chelmno extermination camp and Majdanek, which was fitted with mass killing facilities along with Auschwitz. They were responsible for facilitating what the Nazis called the final solution, known since the war as the Holocaust winking sad smiley 4, perpetrated by the SS within the command structure of the Reich Security Main Office, subordinate to Heinrich Himmler, and the SS Economic and Administrative Main Office, or WVHA. 5. At the outbreak of World War II in Europe, the SS Division Totenkopf was formed from SSTV personnel. It soon developed a reputation for brutality, participating in war crimes such as the Le Paradis massacre in 1940 during the fall of France. On the Eastern Front, the mass shootings of Polish and Soviet civilians in Operation Barbarossa were the work of Einsatzgruppen mobile death squads and their subgroups called Einsatzkommando. These units were organized by Heinrich Himmler and Reinhard Heydrich. 6, 7, formation. Reichsführer SS. Agents Executives Theodor Eich, 1934-1940, Commander. Richard Glux, 1940-1945, Commander. Parent Agency Stabsstaffel. After taking national power in 1933, the Nazi Party launched a new program of mass incarceration of the so-called enemies of the state. Originally there were only wild camps in operation. Springing up in every town across Germany like mushrooms after the rain. Himmler's quote, 8. The early camps utilized lockable spaces usually without infrastructure for permanent detention, i.e. engine rooms, brewery floors, storage facilities, cellars. 9. Following the fall from power of the paramilitary brown shirts of the SAL during the Nstv purge known as the Night of the Long Knives, the 30th of June to the 2nd of July 1934, the SS took control of the fledgling camp system. 10. The SS founded state-run concentration camps at Dachau, Oranienburg, and Esterwegen, which held the total of 107,000 undesirables already by 1935. 11. SS-TV officers at Sachsenhausen concentration camp, 1936. On the 26th of June, 1933, Reichsführer SS Heinrich Himmler appointed SS Oberführer Theodor Eick the commandant of the Dachau concentration camp. 12. Eick requested a permanent unit that would be subordinate only to him, and hence the SS Wachverbande, guard units, were formed. 12. Eick began Eisenhower's tenure by issuing new orders about the killing of inmates trying to escape, post and flit. He developed the first Lagerordnung, a Nazi disciplinary and penal code regulating the system of extreme disciplinary sanctions for detainees. His rules were adopted by all concentration camps of Nazi Germany as of 1 January 1934. Eick was promoted to SS Brigade Führer, equivalent to a Major General in the Army, on the 30th of January 1934. Following the Night of the Long Knives, Eick, who played a role in the affair by shooting Sachi Fernstrom, was again promoted to the rank of SS Gruppenführer and officially appointed Inspector of Concentration Camps and Commander of the SS Wachverbande. Thereafter, all remaining Saarland camps were taken over by the SS. 13, 14, 15. In his role as the concentration camps inspector, Eick began a large reorganization of the camps in 1935. The smaller camps were dismantled. Dachau concentration camp remained. Then personnel from Dachau went on to work at Sachsenhausen and Oranienburg, where Eick established his central office. 2. In 1935, Dachau became the training center for the concentration camp service. 2. Many of the early recruits came from the ranks of the SA and Allgemeine SS. Senior roles were filled by personnel from the Ordnungspolizei, the police who maintained order. On the 29th of March 1936, concentration camp guards and administration units were officially designated as the SS-Totenkopfuerbande, SS-TV. 16. In the summer of 1937, Buchenwald became operational, followed by Ravensbrück, near Lichtenberg, in May 1939. There are other new camps in Austria, such as Mauthausen concentration camp, which opened in 1938. 2. All SS camps regulations, both for guards and prisoners, followed the Dachau camp model. 17. Further development. In 1935, as the concentration camp system within Germany expanded, groups of camps were organized into Wachstumsbahn battalions, under the office of the Inspector of Concentration Camps, who answer directly to the SS headquarters office and Heinrich Himmler. When the SS-Totenkopfuerbande were formally established in March 1936, the group was organized into 6 Wachtruppen situated at each of Germany's major concentration camps. In April 1936, Eick was named commander of the SS-Totenkopfuerbande, and the number of men under his command increased from 2,876 to 3,222. The Heinrich Himmler, front right, beside a prisoner, inspecting Dachau concentration camp on the 8th of May 1936. Concentration Camps Inspectorate, CCI, was also provided official funding through the Reichsbudget office, and Eick was allowed to recruit future troops from the Hitler Youth based on regional needs. 18. In 1937, The Wachstummbahn were in turn organized into three main SS-Totenkopfstandarten regiments. By 1936, Ike had also begun to establish military formations of concentration camp personnel, which eventually became the Totenkopf Division and other units of the Waffen-SS. In the early days of the military camp service formation, the group's exact chain of command was contested since Ike's der Totenkopfuerbande exercised personal control of the group, but also as it was considered an armed SS formation. Authority over termed units was claimed by the SS Verfügungstruppe, SSVT, which had been first formed in 1934 as combat troops for the Nazi Party. But at this time, Himmler and Ike envisioned the armed SSVT as a force for internal police and security operations. Later, by 1938, it became clear that the SSVT troops were to be used for frontline purposes, as well. 19. Concentration Camp Inspector Theodor Ike, in his role as the commander of the SS-TV, continued to reorganize the camp system by dismantling smaller camps. By August 1937, only Dachau, Sachsenhausen, Buchenwald and Ravensbrück remained in Germany. In 1938, Ike oversaw the building of new camps in Austria following the Anschluss, such as Mauthausen. Ike's reorganization and introduction of forced labor made the camps one of the SS's most powerful tools, but it earned him the enmity of Gestapo and Sicherheitsdienst, SD, chief, Reinhard Heydrich, who wanted to take over control of the concentration camp system. Himmler wanted to keep a separation of power, so Ike remained in command of the SS-TV and camp operations. This kept control of the camps out of the hands of the Gestapo or the SD. 20. By April 1938, the SS-TV had 4 regiments of 3 storm battalions with 3 infantry companies, 1 machine gun company and medical communication and transportation units. 21. On the 17th of August 1938, Hitler decreed, at Himmler's request, the SS-TV to be the official reserve for SVT winking sad smiley 22. This would over the course of the war lead to a constant flux of men between the Waffen-SS and the concentration camps. Himmler's intention was simply to expand his private army by using the SS-TV, as well as the police, which he also controlled, as a manpower pool. Himmler sought and obtained a further decree, issued on the 18th of May 1939, which authorized the expansion of SS-TV to 50,000 men, and directed the army to provide it with military equipment, something the army had resisted. 16. Invasion of Poland. During the German invasion of Poland in September 1939, Ike's SS-TV field forces numbered 4 infantry regiments and a cavalry regiment, plus 2 battalions placed in Free City of Danzig. 23. The SS-TV role in the attack on Poland was not military in spite of close proximity to combat. Their military capabilities were employed instead in terrorizing the civilian population through acts that included hunting down straggling Polish soldiers, confiscating agricultural produce and livestock, and torturing and murdering large numbers of Polish political leaders, aristocrats, businessmen, priests, intellectuals, and Jews. 24. Ike's 3 regiments, Oberbayern, Brandenburg and Thuringen, were reformed as the 1st. Sonderregion Tannenberg. The 1939 massacres of Poles in Piasnica, victims who were named by the secret Sonderfahndungswachtplan assembled at the Darlowskowitz execution site, one of many murder sites in western Poland. Sonderfahndungswachtplan published in Germany before the attack. Page with symbols used in extermination actions. Bodies of the Piasnica victims of intelligence action Pomeraniensatzgruppen, the Oberbayern and the Thuringen, EG2 and EGZ. B.V. followed the 10th Army in Upper Silesia, the Brandenburg, EG3, followed the 8th Army across Warthegor. 25. The behavior of these standarten in Poland elicited some protests from officers of the army, including 8th Army Commander Johannes Blaskowitz, who wrote a memorandum to Walther von Brauchitsch detailing the SS-TV atrocities. 26. Unaware that they were planned years in advance by the Central Unit 2P Poland under Heydrich, who himself coordinated secret extermination actions including Operation Tannenberg and the intelligence action, both targeting more than 61,000